Have you ever walked into your goat pen and just wondered what was going on inside of them? Just like yourself, it's hard to tell sometimes, you know? I've even had that panicked feeling when I hear of someone my age getting cancer. What? What if something is going on inside of me? Thankfully, many times there are symptoms that lead us to the doctor. And thankfully, usually, there are symptoms that our goats will have that will alert us to problems as well. One problem that can really rear its ugly head is copper. Really, it's a copper deficiency that will set out to harm your goats. Goats really do need copper. If you're interested in learning more about copper and how important it is to your goats, please watch the video on my channel that's called Goats and Copper Boluses. It will be your complete copper guide. And if you've been around my website or my YouTube channel for a while, you know that my goats suffer from a copper deficiency related to my water source. You can watch that video as well after you finish watching this one. But the detailed information about copper and the effects of our well water isn't the purpose of this video today. I was asked recently in an email if it was safe to give copper boluses to goats that are pregnant. And the short answer to this question is yes. It is safe to give copper boluses to goats who are pregnant. In fact, in all of your research, you will find that making sure your goats have sufficient copper levels will be helpful on many fronts. Just a quick reminder though, all of your breeding information and your kidding dates, health information, and when you give copper boluses need to be written down in your goat management binder. This alone will save your sanity and will become your brain as your herd grows and as you grow as a goat owner. You will never have to guess again when you last treated your goat. So don't forget to get my goat binder mailed right to your doorstep. All right, let's head on out and we will talk more about this. Let's go.
Hello, ladies. What do you think? Yeah. This is pretty exciting. I got a platter of treats for you. Yes, you know what that is, huh?
Okay, so this is how copper will help your pregnant goats. Pregnancy takes a lot out of a goat. They are putting so much energy and effort into growing those cute little kids, and then they go into milk to support those kids, and then we milk them throughout the rest of the year. And then this process starts all over again. Without the proper nutrition throughout all of that, their health will suffer. Please take some time to watch the video, What You Need to Know About Goat Mineral. It's really, really important subject to know about too. If your goat is low on copper, they will begin to struggle. You may see it in any number of these ways. They will struggle controlling worms and have a higher than normal worm load. When a doe goes through pregnancy, she is at a higher risk for worms immediately after kidding. And if she is low on copper, you can imagine how much worse it could be. Your goats may also struggle coming into heat. When a goat's body is out of whack, it will affect their cycle. And if they don't come into heat, you don't have those cute kids running around. But really, it's a huge indication that their health is struggling. Another indicator that your goats may struggle with copper deficiency will be infertility. Copper plays a big role in your goats getting pregnant and being able to impregnate. Without this essential mineral, their reproduction will go down, and if you're breeding goats to stay in milk and to earn money from them, then you have a big problem if they aren't getting bred. And your goats may get pregnant but abort after several weeks of pregnancy. What an awful outcome to arrive upon. This again just brings into light the seriousness of having a doe and possibly your whole herd in deficiency. Your goats also may have premature kids. And even more awful than anything mentioned so far is delivering kids that are too premature to even survive. This is a heartbreaking situation for everyone involved, especially when it could have been prevented. So the conclusion, because of all of the reasons mentioned that deal with the reproduction of a goat, it becomes clear that it is safe to give goats copper boluses when they are pregnant. Why? Because they need copper for every aspect of their lives, including making a healthy kid or 2 or 3 or 4. In fact, you may notice that your does are able to carry and deliver more kids when they are sufficient in their copper levels. So after watching this video and the copper guide video mentioned a bit ago, you may be wondering how much copper to give your goats. And that is a question that I can't answer because there are so many variables. But these are some of the considerations that you need to think about. So one of them, the first one, is just the copper levels in your specific area. Also the amount of copper in the hay that you actually feed. Your water source and what kind of minerals you have available to your goats will also affect all of this. And you, the brilliant observer, are going to watch for symptoms. When you see symptoms beginning to appear, you will treat your goat, and then you will write it down in your goat management binder. If you're curious about how I give the copper to my goats, watch another video on this YouTube channel called Goats and Copper Boluses. It's a quick, easy, and painless way to bolus a goat. No fuss and no mess. And yes, you are seeing a bit of it in here, but I encourage you to watch that other video as well. You can ensure that your goats won't be copper deficient when you pay attention. Spend time with your goats and get to know them. Get to know their personalities, and as you spend time with them, you will also begin to know what's normal for their hair color, their eyelid color, and how they act. All of this compiling of information and data on each of your goats will be how you will immediately know when and how often you need to give copper boluses to your goats. After you figure out your plan of action, get your plan of action written down in your calendar. If you need to give copper each quarter or maybe once every 6 months, write down those dates so you won't forget. Make this a habit that is easy and one that you won't forget. Got a treat for you. We have any more green. Wait, come out here. here and I'll give it to you. Come here. Come on. Goofy goat. Yummy. You're so good. Scratch you under your chinny chin chin. Good job. Bravery at its finest. Oh, don't eat my fingers. Your goats are valuable to you. You want to have the best experience with them, and you want to give them a life that is full of love. Keeping them healthy will be the best kind of love you can give them, even though they may demand that you show them love by forking over the grain and getting scratches under their chin. Do that just to appease them, but get your goat health program under control so they live a long and healthy life. Huh? No more. I have no more for you. That's it. Huh? Good girl, aren't you? Good job. That was good. Yum yum. I'll have to scare her. Oh, Zoe. Oh, that was a good one. I don't know if you got that. Did you see her faint? I probably didn't get it. Sorry, Zoe. There you go. I know. Okay, you gotta wake up though. There, you survived. All right, the goats have their copper. It was on my calendar and I will go and cross it off now. So it's always a relief to get those things done so I don't have to worry about them anymore. And so today, well, it went really well. Most of my goats slurp them up like candy. They love bananas and that is just awesome. I've been training them to like bananas by giving them banana peels. And so that makes it really easy. So Zoe, my one and only fainting goat, she did have an episode when I tried to give her banana, and I did need to force her to take it because she was still fainted or something. She was still in a state. And then my other two older goats who are like over 11 years old, they're just old codgers, old goats, and I needed to force them as well. They didn't grow up getting banana peels and all of that, so they're not quite as used to it as these goats are. So thank you for watching and spending this time with me. My name is Delci from A Life of Heritage, and I encourage you to like this video if it was helpful and to subscribe to my channel because there is more awesome content coming your way and you don't want to miss it.